There we go.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Oakland Center for Spiritual Living. It's our Wednesday night midweek Oasis service. It's Wednesday, May 4th, and we welcome you. My name is Paul, and I'll be your host tonight. So I say hello, church family. That's something Richard Robinson used to say on Sunday mornings when he led the meditation. So I think fondly of him, and I promised I would recognize him on Wednesday nights. So Richard, wherever you are, we recognize you and we miss you, and we know you're present with us.
You can
So
put a
what-
little picture on the wall behind you.
Yeah, that's true. That I can do that. So what is our Wednesday night service? Why do we call it Oasis? It's a place where we can be together as a community to be spiritually refreshed between Sundays. We present our Wednesday night services in the satsang style with the intention that these gatherings be informal, intimate, and rich. Tonight, we have a wonderful speaker. Oh, I have some things to tell you before I introduce her. First thing is the annual theme is Wonder, Wonder Everywhere for our Centers for Spiritual Living. In our monthly theme, this is the first Wednesday night in May, so we have a brand new theme, Living Everyday Wonder Emotions, with a focus on emotions. Now, last month we focused on creativity, and I just want to take a minute and thank those speakers that were with us last month. First, we had practitioner and ministerial student Teresa Gardner, and then the next week was practitioner and ministerial student Elena Hutchinson. Reverend Sally Bartholomew is home for a little bit, and she came and graced us with her presence. And then finally, wrapping up the month of creativity was practitioner Zoe DeMuro. So I want to thank all of them for their contributions last month. Now, if you missed any of those and would like to see them, please visit the homepage and look for the YouTube channel button, and you'll be able to go and see their presentation in the library of recordings that we have there. If you're joining us for the first time, welcome, welcome, welcome. We're glad you're here. Again, please visit the homepage and look around at everything, and there's banners at the top with different sections of our center represented on the website. But if you're interested in learning more about us and would like to get our weekly newsletter, please look in the lower left-hand corner and put your email address in there and submit it, and you'll start receiving on Thursdays the Village News newsletter, and that'll tell you everything that's going on for the next week at the center. Please note that you will be muted by our Zoom team. If you haven't already turned off your camera and microphone, we're asking that you do that now. That helps with to improve the quality of the transmission. And please stay tuned to after the presentation. We have special and important announcements that we want you to hear, and we'll also be reading the new minister's covenant. So tonight we have a fabulous speaker. She brings lots of experience on the subject she'll be speaking on. The title of her talk is What's in Your Spice Rack? So at this time, I'm going to turn it over to the fabulous practitioner, Regina Buckwalter. Regina?
Okay, I will be doing a little opening prayer to help us get all centered, get on board, and connect as a little community here. So just settle into your body, whatever that means to you. Basically, feel your feet. Move your attention from your head into your center, down into your body, into your feet. And just breathe in a sweet little breath and say yes to life. Yes to being here. Yes to being present. Yes to breathing. And yes to loving. As we are indeed here to love. As we breathe in, we connect. And I bless this service. I bless the amazing support staff that has come together to help me out a little bit here. And I just know that my words will absolutely move through easily, gracefully, and have some impact in grounding and celebrating life and love. And so it is. Amen. Okay, so let me get my own personal squirmies out of me as I settle into this topic. And when it was presented as an invitation for practitioners to sign up, and emotions were the topic, I said, okay, I can do this. I embraced it with a lot of enthusiasm, knowing that I can do this. This is my familiar, it's familiar. It's my familiar territory. I have been exploring the emotional territory for 40 years. I have been on a deep, a deep journey to feel. A journey to feel my life, to embrace it wholeheartedly, to do it appropriately, whatever that means, and to heal first and foremost, and to love. All of this was out of my reach when I left home. So I went on a very extensive journey to find out what does it mean to feel, what does it mean to love, and in the process to heal. And I then connected with the necessity to heal and explore body, mind, and spirit, all coming together. And when they all come together, body, mind, and spirit, and emotions, we are one. And that is the experience of oneness. I didn't know that in the beginning. Some of you that met me later in the journey may have an identity that I am an emotional person. This has been something that has been cultivated because I never cried until I was in my late 20s. I had no affect, and it was a journey of a lifetime to recover this. So here I am 40 years later, and I laughed at this whole process because 40 years in the desert, and now I can come out and hopefully assist those that are on the same journey to feel, heal, and love. Because I think I have some wisdom around this. First of all, I want to say, as we enter into the topic of emotions, and if I were to name this topic, I would call it the forbidden garden of the divine feminine. The emotions, our emotional bodies, our emotional lives are the forbidden areas in our society. But I'm not going to go off on that topic. That's a whole other one. I'm going to focus on the consciousness of emotions and love. First of all emotions are energy in motion. Now, I heard this 40 years ago, the letter E, and then motion. And I go, wow, that's pretty cool. That makes sense. Yeah, of course. at that time, I had no idea what that meant. It's like, yeah, I like saying that. I like knowing that. My mind liked that. We hooked up with that one. But it wasn't much later where I understood that this energy is spiritual energy. We are spiritual beings having a spiritual experience in a physical body. And so this emotional energy is our fuel. It is spirit moving through us when we engage and allow the flow. Emotions are messengers from the divine. Messengers. Who would think? Emotions are messengers from the divine, that there is something here for me to heal. So that I can reveal even more of who I am. We talk about being these magnificent beings, which we are, absolutely, no doubt. But it's only when we start to pay attention to these messages and engage with them so that we can reveal more of our magnificence. I think that's pretty darn cool. They're not the forbidden fruit. The truth is, there's no shortcut. And we cannot avoid the presence of love that is relentlessly beckoning us to be expressed. They say love conquers all. Love is yearning to be expressed in our life. So we can choose. We can say yes to love, or we can close the door on that message and say, no, too scary. I'm not going to go there. Okay. And typically, that is the norm. You know, it's the norm. And yet, the journey of love will continue to beckon us to express more into love. Emotions are the signpost along the way to this hidden treasure. Emotions are gifts to reveal the hidden treasures of connection, bliss, authenticity, wholeness, creativity, calm, and ultimately love, and so much more. We talk about spiritual principles and we hold them in our minds as this is a go-to place. But I want to suggest, in my laboratory of life, that they are not easily attainable except through the mind, except through the concept, unless we enter into the world of feeling what is there to release and to feel before we can have an authentic experience. It's so interesting to me that authenticity is very trendy. Everybody wants to be authentic. But the courage that it takes to get there is a lot of commitment to stay present with what is going on. We will do anything to avoid feeling them, anything and everything. As someone told us along the way, they are messy. Yuck. Emotions are messy. They're inappropriate. They're not cool. If you're cool, you're not emotional. Okay. Okay. So they're inappropriate. What can I say? They're primitive. Emotions are primitive. They're destructive and they're dangerous. They're unholy. Nobody wants to be seen as unholy. Not in spiritual communities. They're bad. They're yucky. Emotions are yucky. And most recently, one of my colleagues actually said they're not tidy. I was like, wow, I heard that and I laughed out loud. It's like, emotions are not tidy. You're right, they're not tidy. That's why they're forbidden. Yet, we are here to feel. We're here to feel our lives and to love. We're here to feel our lives and to love. Okay, if we do not feel what is arising, we will start to externalize this precious energy. We'll just start to throw it around. Emotional energy is precious. It is spirit moving through us. We are spiritual beings in a physical body. And if we don't feel them, we will start to throw it around. And we'll blame, shame, judge, project, react, get angry. Or we may choose a more appropriate engagement by internalizing it and suppressing this energy by making up stories and analyzing, interpreting, rationalizing, denying or dismissing our emotions. Confession. I do that one really well, in addition to some of the other stuff too. Because I have studied so many systems, it would make your head spin. So I know how to analyze and categorize, from astrology to trauma to Enneagram to 5 rhythms. I can slot anybody in any one of those systems and I will be right because I've studied them all. And the myth in that investigation is that if you know all of this stuff, and if you know your patterns, and if you know your childhood, and if you know your beliefs, and if you know all of this stuff, you will be healed. That is so further from my experience. That is not the way it works. We are here to feel. No matter what we know, we're here to feel and to love. Bottom line. as the mind will do anything to protect us from the messy stuff. Nobody wants to get messy. Nobody wants to be exposed for feeling yuck. Yes, it's all good. We say that a lot. We say that a lot. It's all good. And the truth is, it is all good. It is all good because they are messages from the divine. They are hidden treasures. They are the energy. It is spirit knocking on our door. It is all good. It's only good if we feel it. We can't just say, oh, it's all good, and then go away and walk away and pretend we're not feeling anything. If we don't engage, it's a missed opportunity. It's a missed opportunity to reveal more, to feel more, to have more creativity, to have more connection, to have more bliss, to have more harmony, to have more peace. It's all inside, but it's only all good if we connect with the all goodness of what is showing up for us. Okay. So we have a feeling and it's uncomfortable. When someone says something that is hurtful, shocking, or does not fit into our rule system of how life should be lived, or the choices that we're making, you know, whatever, you know, we get triggered. Yes, we get triggered. Oh my goodness. Something is uncomfortable. Thank you, Spirit, for showing me where I am stuck here, because I want to release this so I can just love more and feel more and be even more real in my world. Okay. However, the mind immediately starts the story, or there's a reaction, judgment, blaming, or however we go into protecting ourselves from feeling. We do all of this. I know all of this. I do this. This is my world. It's like, oh God, Regina, you're doing it again. Wow. Okay, let's investigate this. Okay. But these little Reginas, you're doing it again. It's like, okay, I want to feel more love. I want to have more vitality. I want to have more energy. Okay, so what am I going to do? I'm going into investigating it. Okay, so we get the trigger and we go into our reaction, our story, we blame. And the emotion starts to move through us and the messy stuff starts, yuck, and it starts to churn. We do our best to stop the flow. Okay. We all do this. It's like, we do our best to stop the flow. And in doing so, we're connecting from the spiritual energy that is yearning to move. Remember, emotions equal motion, energy in motion. We do our best to stop the flow. And in doing so, we're connecting from our spiritual energy that is yearning to move and find a way to be released. We're getting that knock on the door and says, come on, wake up a little more, feel more, love more. If the flow is stopped, like we usually do, remember, it's the forbidden stuff. It's yucky, messy, dangerous. You don't want to go there. It's inappropriate. It's not tidy. It can lead us down the path of illness, lack of mobility, physical, mental, and emotional discomfort, and other issues associated with aging, like exhaustion, apathy, loneliness, and depression. And this is the norm. This is the norm of our world. Okay. Way out. I'm going to show you a way out of this because this gets kind of intense and I know it does, but hey, to uncover the treasures, you know, you have to do some excavation here. And I also want to say, it's not for everybody. Not everybody wants to do this piece and get engaged. But for me, there was really no choice. This is what I signed up for. I signed up for learning the lessons of love and how to feel my life. And I took a big one on and I go, okay, interesting life. Interesting life. Okay. So what if we stopped and felt the sensation first? It's just a tweak. It's a trigger. It's like, okay, it shows up that way. What if we stopped and felt the sensation first? As we feel, we heal. Remember, there's no way out of this one. If first we feel and we heal, that's the medicine. Emotions left unfelt back up and create poisons in our bodies. There's been studies on this. Okay, I'm on board with healing. Okay, so we feel, we heal, and something else can open up within us. Energy of vitality, peace, and calm, etc., etc., etc. All the good stuff. What if we just stopped, slowed down, and breathed? Simple solution. Breath. Remember, spirit is breath. What if our mind was our partner? We need this mind to help us out. What if our mind was our partner in this journey and focused us onto our body instead of our story? What if we stayed on our body instead of our story, our interpretations, our analysis, our judgments, our projections, our blame? What if we just stayed on the body? Consider this. Our mind is here to focus our attention on our bodies. Our bodies is how we feel our life. We signed up for a body on this planet because it is packed with sensation, vibrations, and feelings. It's so untapped. We think the answers are in the books. I suggest the answers are in the body wisdom. Deep core wisdom is body talk, not the books. It's body talks and gives us the wisdom and all of the answers. Okay. I suggest that our spiritual superpowers are body, mind, and breath. Body, mind, and breath. We are here to feel our lives. As it is the breath that flows through us where spirit is revealed. We know this. We come in, we breathe, we're alive. At the end of the line, we stop breathing and we die. Spirit leaves the body. Spirit is the breath. This is so exciting to me, and it is yet also very simple. And we know this, but we know it with our minds. We don't necessarily live it. And it takes a commitment to just make it simple. and live it and feel it, to feel our lives and to love. When we are present, alive, feeling our life, and loving, we are one. We are one. That is, for me, the definition of oneness. Present, alive, and loving. We are one, whole, perfect, and complete. Integrated. We talk about integration. We talk about wholeness. We talk about oneness, body, mind, spirit, and emotions coming together and saying, yes, we're one. We are one. We're not defensive and isolated as to be one. When we are one, we are neutral and safe enough to feel our lives. Oneness equals safety to feel our lives and connect and love. We're not here to just witness our feelings. Witness means we're observing them from up here. Like, oh, okay, well, that's an interesting feeling. Whoa. Okay. We're not here to witness and observe ourselves living. I think there's a major misunderstanding here. We're here to connect and feel and let spirit flow. It's ecstatic. We're not here to witness it from afar above and look down, although we do that too. We want the observer, of course, but the observer doesn't run the show. Spirit runs the show, and spirit feels and loves and connects. If we stay in witnessing and observation, we stay in safety. We are protected from the messy stuff, and we are well controlled. We're appropriate and we're holy. But we don't feel and we don't connect and we don't love and we don't flow and we are not juicy by any stretch of the imagination. And spirit is juicy because the flow of the river is flowing, juicy vitality. I do feel very passionate about this. I do. Because it has been my anchor to being centered and feeling, healing, and loving. So I'm very passionate about feeling, healing, and loving. Okay. So let's do a little exercise, all righty? First, think of the situation that you may have had recently, or a recurrent situation that is irritating or annoying. Okay, we all have these. You know, they all show up. And it's like, oh, here you go again, Regina. Like, somebody walks by, somebody says something. You know, we have these annoying irritations throughout the day. So choose something that is not your biggest trauma that you're still unpacking. Okay, choose something easy, simple. As you recall a situation that creates discomfort, notice where in your body you are feeling the sensation. What does it feel like? Where? Okay, is it a contraction somewhere? Does your breathing get shallow? Do you feel agitated? Do you feel collapsed? Stay with the feeling in that area of your body and let yourself get curious with the sensation. Wow. For me, I didn't notice that. I'm only noticing that this irritating thing is in my left hip, and it also connects to my rib cage, and it gets collapsed. Okay. Yours might not be that complex. It just might be breathing shallow, shoulders collapsed, tightness in my jaw, my neck, something. Okay, just notice that. There is a difference from getting interested in the story and analysis or meaning or issues, etc. Where is the sensation? Is a change from why am I feeling this? Which will take you out of the flow of energy. So where are you feeling the sensation? Okay. So now we got a couple little steps here. This is not a long process. It can be done. I did it on the hiking trail today. Okay. So what I want to say is, should you choose to do this, and I'm going to continue, should you choose to do this, you don't need to set up candles. You don't need sacred space. You don't need to do a prayer treatment before. And you can do all of that, but it can be done throughout the day. Okay. I did mine out on my hiking trail and walking down the hill. It's like, okay, I want to handle this. And so here I went. So I found the area in my body and I got curious about the sensation. As I said, where? Not why. Start to breathe into your belly and connect to your feet, touching the ground, and inhale, just like we did, big belly breath. And exhale, taking your belly button to your spine. Inhale again and exhale, just to set it up. All right. Now we're just going to breathe up and down the spine, but I'm going to lead you through this. All righty? Now inhale and allow the sensations to rise up into your body, up your spiritual center, into your heart, your throat, your eyes, and out the top of your crown into the cosmos. And exhale out the top. Okay. Now we're going to descend. Make it easy. Inhale, big belly. Inhale from the crown down through your eyes, throat, heart, belly. Exhale down into your legs, feet, and below the earth. Okay. Now we're going to go up again. Inhale from the earth. When you inhale from the earth, you're inhaling Mother Gaia energy, if that makes any sense. And it may not. It's nurturing. As we rise up, we're rising up with nurturing, support, calm. We're inhaling the sensation of discomfort with us. We're packing it in there. Feeling the sensation of discomfort moving through. We're moving through with the breath as the stream of consciousness, spirit, transmuting and flowing through your body as pure spirit, being liberated. Yes. And exhale out your crown, out into the cosmos, out into the light. It's like, wow, such incredible energy. So we exhaled out the crown. Now we're going to inhale from the earth, ascending out the top of the crown. Exhale out the top of the crown. Now inhale from the crown, descend down into the earth through those centers, eyes, throat, heart, solar plexus, belly, pelvis, feet. Okay. Now bring your attention to your body. This was a lot for some of us. And feel the sensations of flow and energy moving through you. We begin to transmute our life experiences and out of story and analysis into the flow of love that can be a felt sense. Love is a felt sense. It's a vibration. It's delicious. And it has many, many textures and different varieties and different rhythms and flows. And love is not a concept. Love is not being like the good person. It's not performing the good person. It's not just random acts of kindness. And that is a good start. And that's part of it. But it's so much more than that. It is spirit moving through us in the most incredible, ecstatic way, in waves. It is a vibration of sensation that flows through the body. It is sustainable. It's not attached to a person, place, thing, activity, profession, experience. It is inside. At this point, we can comfort ourselves with compassionate statements. Or we can comfort ourselves with compassionate statements 24/7 throughout the day. Like, I am here for you. When you connect with the sensation, you go, oh, just hug it in your body. I am here for you. I'm hugging you up. And I know this is hard, but I'm here for you. And we'll get through this. You are not alone. Things like that. I love you. I am free. Spirit is informing us we are the living, breathing spirit, living this life. This is oneness. This is oneness. This is integration. Body, mind, spirit, and emotions, all on board, all coming together, all loving at once. No conflict, no interruption, no false beliefs, no contraction of the body, no disassociation, no stories, no rationalizations. Right here, right now, breath, body, focused. Yes. Okay. Now, in addition, I do have some proof. I have proof that Ernest Holmes is on board with this. I have quotes from Ernest Holmes. And I'm going to read a couple and then we'll be done. Okay. Thank you for your patience and thank you for your attention. Okay. So now the voice of Ernest. Ernest says, the essence of the living spirit is the essence of pure feeling. We recognize we cannot do this by the intellect alone. Our work has a feeling about it. a feeling of the divine presence and the emotion of infinite love. Yeah. If we wish to convey a message, we must feel it. The essence of the treatment can only be felt. Okay, one more. What is it that must be felt in spiritual practice? The feeling which is beyond words, statements, and phrases. It is the essence of life. Okay, one more thing. And I am going to read a little piece of what Einstein said. If instead of E equals mc squared, we accept that the energy to heal the world can be multiplied through love, multiplied by the speed of light squared. Remember, we are light. We arrive at the conclusion that love is the most powerful force there is, because it has no limits. Each individual carries within them a small but powerful generator of love, whose energy is waiting to be released. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Regina. Took us
Alrighty.
on a great ride tonight. So thank you so, so much. So normally we have a good amount of time to share. Tonight we don't, but that's okay. First thing I want to do is ask you to turn on your cameras and your microphones and to thank Regina. Clapping or waving or sending something in chat to her. Thank you, Regina, very much for taking us on that journey.
Thank you.
Yeah, sorry it took a while. Like I said, Paul, in the beginning, sometimes I go off on a little bit of a tangent. I apologize for taking up sharing time. Although I could hang out longer, I don't have anything on the other end. So if there's any sharing or questions, I'm willing to hang here for a little while.
Okay.
Not all evening, of course, but I'm here to, whatever.
So what I thought we would do is take maybe 3 or 4 minutes and just ask if anybody has something they'd like to share and laser it. Please notice the chat. People are responding and saying things. So they're about your presentation, which are all wonderful. So to do that, I'm going to ask you to raise your hand and either do it with the reactions button or just do it physically. If you have something you want to tell Regina, lasered, I would appreciate it. Anybody have something to say? Lucian, you look like you are ready to say something. Would you do that for me?
Thank you so much, Regina, for reminding me to acknowledge my feelings
So welcome.
in a conscious way. Like it hit me. I needed to hear that today. I get caught up in trying to put on my game face, and you allowed me to be able to acknowledge what I'm feeling.
Thank you, Lucian. Anybody else? Somebody want to have a reaction to Regina's presentation? Yes.
Sheila,
Yeah.
go ahead.
It was so brilliant, deep, 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 deep soul connection came through as you were talking. I'm really so deeply touched by your wisdom that it's all about emotions and feeling in the body, and the way that you put together all of your life's journey, all about emotions, all about showing up so that we can be one. And then there's Ernest Holmes at the end of your sharing. I feel so deeply touched. Thank you so much.
Wow, thank you.
I took lots of notes. Thank you so much.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate your seeing and getting it. Yeah, wow.
Thank you. Constance, go ahead.
Well, Regina, I just wanted to say thank you, thank you, thank you. It was, it's something we don't talk about enough in Science of Mind, and I totally appreciated your personal sharing. And the other thing which you don't know is that you have a Cheshire cat behind you that keeps popping in and out of the grass. It was
I
lovely.
saw him. He's a trip.
So it sort of felt like not only was it,
You're right. The
but
Cheshire
it was a
Cat.
Cheshire cat. So thank you.
So hilarious.
Anyone else?
This
Sean?
is Jeff.
Oh,
This is
Jeff.
Jeff. Thank you, Regina. This could only be spoken from many, many years of wonderful experience. And I appreciate your sharing this with us.
Well, you've been on the journey, so you've kind of been,
Yeah, I know some of this.
yeah, more than some. You've been part of the dive, Jeff. Or you've been living in the forbidden garden with me.
Thank you. Judith Franglas.
I just love the opportunity to take my emotions into breathing. And beginning with that, it became quite a deeper journey with that. So I really appreciated that. And I came out on the other side of, when the talk ended, it's like I was in a different place from being able to take the breathing, my energy into, or my emotion into breathing. Thank you.
You're so welcome, Judith. Thank you for showing up tonight.
Alice.
Hi, and my only comment is that when you were talking about triggering, and it was just really informative. It gave me a number of things to assist me, and to open to experience. And I took 4 pages of notes, so you're going to this workshop is going to be with me for a long time. Thank you very, very much. Thank
So
you.
welcome.
Rena.
Yes, thank you so much. This was amazing. I'm doing admitting and I'm trying to take notes. I was like, I could do this. I could do this. But I have highlighted emotions are messages from the divine.
Yes.
That's good.
Yeah.
Oh, and I just,
Good.
my whole body just started going like, oh, I was feeling it. And I was like, go divine, go, go divine. I remember, thank you for sharing your story, because I remember when my mother passed, and I remember my brother saying to me, she was teaching me how to love. And my brother was almost 60 at the time. And so you just remind me that this journey is about love and feeling, all those emotions, that bring us to love. So thank you so much for these messages tonight.
Yeah. Yeah. Appreciate it.
Anyone else? Okay. Zoe is leaving us a chat that needs to be read, having some microphone issues, but I wanted to thank you for highlighting the body-mind connection. At times, it's easier to recognize the physical sensations first and then follow them to the emotions. So great. It sounds like you've got an A+ review going on here tonight, Regina. So let's thank her again, everyone. Thank you, Regina. So I'm going to take a few minutes and cover you on, if you'll bear with me. Helene and I have a little PowerPoint with announcements, and I think you'll find them interesting. So follow along. The first thing the office upstairs wants you to know is tomorrow is Cinco de Mayo, so be careful. Watch yourself. Cinco de Mayo, or the 5th of May, is a holiday that celebrates the date of the Mexican Army's May 5th, 1862 victory over France at the Battle of Puebla during the Franco-Mexican War. The day is also known as Battle of Puebla Day. While it is a relatively minor holiday in Mexico, in the United States, Cinco de Mayo has evolved into a commemoration of Mexican culture and heritage, particularly in areas with large Mexican-American populations. Tomorrow, celebrate our rich Mexican-American heritage throughout the Bay Area. Next Wednesday, May 11th, practitioner and ministerial student Lucian Baker will be speaking on the fear factor. Meditation at 6:30 and service at 7 p.m. Wednesday night services will remain in Zoom. Thanks for being here, Lucian. Also,
Thank you, Lucian.
Peace and love.
This Sunday, May 8th, Reverend Jerry Carter will be speaking on what is in your spice rack. So join us in person with meditation at 10 a.m. and the service at 10:30. We are now streaming directly to YouTube, and the link is on our homepage. You can use that if you choose to watch the service from home. Remember, you'll need to show your vaccination card and photo ID and wear a mask indoors if you plan to join us in person. Reverend Jerry's on vacation. That's why I said that. Now that we're no longer in the pandemic phase, the Education Corps is setting up a series of workshops over the next 4 months to ease you back into spiritual education. Some will be hybrid and some will be in person only. So shake off any leftover lethargy and get learning. So the first in the series will be Reverend Sally Bartholomew. She'll facilitate a workshop on Get Your Happy On at 1 o'clock following the service that she'll be speaking at on May 15th. You can attend this in person or by Zoom. That's what they call hybrid. To participate on Zoom, you must pre-register, so visit our events page on our website to do that. The next one is, how are you navigating the return to normal life post-pandemic? How have the past 2 years changed you? Join practitioner Constance Chapman on Friday, May 20th from 6 to 9 and Saturday, May 21st from 10 to 4 and paint yourself out of the pandemic, a mindset that you can paint yourself out of at an event that she calls Rumble to Renewal. The virus may still be with us. How we let it impact our thinking is our choice. By adding image and movement to our spiritual beliefs and practices, we can go a bit deeper and come out revealing more of who we really are. No painting knowledge or experience is needed. The cost is $150 and all supplies are included. This is a 2-day event. This will be in person only. No Zoom on this one. Remember to order your t-shirt, cell phone cover, mouse pad, or whatever with the stained glass window or Science of Mind symbol on it. Get branded and support the bookstore in the process. go to the bookstore page on our website. It's in the banner at the top and it says bookstore. Click on it and you'll see in there information about doing this through the red bubble link. And there's much more information on that page. Are you interested in up-leveling your spiritual experience? We have discussion groups, morning devotional, and prayer opportunities available to you. All of these are listed in one new centralized place on the events page. Please check it out. You can also contribute to Relief for Ukraine at csl.org/Ukraine. We do make a difference. And always, for information on all that is going on at the Oakland Center, visit our website, www.oaklandcsl.org. Be sure to check out the events page. Now you can check out the bookstore page. And don't forget, you can follow us on Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. So we have a ritual here that we do on Sundays and Wednesdays because we're in a state of transition. And we're going to read the new minister's covenant together. So please follow along with me as we do that. I take a deep breath and I say, there is only one life. This life is good. This life is God. This is my life now. In knowing that I am one with this life, that is God, I therefore know that I am one with all of its blessed expressions, which includes the presence of a new minister for my beloved spiritual community. Because I know that the highest purpose of my new minister is to reveal spirit, I therefore know that my new minister is a revelation of God as wisdom. I further know that my new minister is the fulfillment of that which has been promised by Spirit, for it is written, I am filled with divine wisdom. I allow divine mind to fill my mind now. As I stand in agreement with my beloved community, I see my new minister revealed before me as unity in the community. I now intend to experience my new minister in full cooperation and agreement with my community, knowing this truth about myself. For I am inspiring unity and diversity, embracing and nourishing our community. I am awakening the wisdom within. I am healing and expanding our community with the power of love. I am engaging the community and building a world that works for everyone. I am deepening family consciousness. As I now accept the highest expression of a new minister into my life, I know that they are revealed in a way that illumines spirit and serves the highest and greatest good of all who are touched by their presence. I am grateful God is gracious, and so it is. Ashe. And as I breathe in that prayer and reading and aligning with that covenant, I'm grateful. And the way I show my gratitude here at the center is by contributing in versions of tithing or finance support, also in our treasure, and doing good work at the center and through service at the center. So those are all gifts. So I ask you to grab all those gifts, all those things you want to contribute, and put them near your heart and recite with me. The gift I give is God in action. It does good work in the world and blesses creation. So I put that in our digital collection bowl and I release it knowing it's doing great work in the world for us. Now, how can you contribute financially? Well, we have several ways. One, you can donate on the homepage of the website. There's a donate button for credit card. You can do it the old-fashioned way and write a check and send it to the address that's listed there at 5000 Clairwood Drive. You can text it to 510-327-3431. Or if you know about Zelle, you can Zelle your donation to giving@oaklandcsl.org. And if you choose to join us with your vacation vaccination card in one hand and your mask in another and your ID as well in a pocket, and join us on Sunday, we have an offering basket there where you can drop it off. So with all of that in mind, I am grateful beyond belief for tonight. First of all, I want to thank Regina for the meditation. And Reverend Jerry sends her love from Hawaii. She sent that to me last week and wanted to let you all know that she'll be with us tonight as well. The Zoom team, the folks that are up front and center supporting this event. Peter and Helene, Sabrina, Alice, all of you guys are great. I want to do a shout out to Constance Chapman that works so hard to put these events together for us as our administrator, and the fabulous Zoe DeMiro, always in my pocket, edging me on to do a good job here, and I think he accomplished it. And finally, and not the leastest, but the most important, is Regina Buckwalter. Regina, thank you so much for what you did tonight. I know it touched all of us. So thank you. Lots of comments in the thing, Regina, if you get a chance. After we say the closing prayer, you get to read them. So let's just take a moment and turn our attention to Regina, who will do our closing prayer tonight.
As we sit here feeling very alive, knowing that we are indeed spiritual beings having a spiritual experience in a physical body of love, as we ground, breathe, knowing that our breath is indeed spirit moving through us. We unite in oneness, and we feel the life that is moving within, knowing that our invitation brings in the presence of love as it flows through us easily, effortlessly, sustainably. And I give great thanks for everybody that has shown up tonight, everybody that has listened, supported, received, and in some ways allow themselves to be touched by the presence of love. And thank you, Paul, for all of your coordination. And so it is. Amen.
So it is.
And so it is.